Hey everyone, Evan Kirstel with the CPASA team, CPaaS Acceleration Alliance. Another great discussion today. In particular, today we have a new report that's really eye-opening and insightful. We're going to talk about with some key industry players here. Let's start with introductions. Robert, how are you? Where are you?
Doing good in Denver, Colorado. It's sunny today, rainy tomorrow. Doing great and happy to be here with you, Evan.
Good to see you, Pankaj. Maybe introduce yourself. You might be new to this particular channel.
Yeah, so hey guys, great to be here. I'm Pankaj. I'm the founder and CEO of EnableX. We are a Singapore headquartered CPaaS platform, working both as an enabler and a provider. And great to be here, currently in New Delhi, India. Look forward to an exciting discussion on for the next few minutes.
Fantastic. And Anna, good to see
Yeah,
you. Of
hi.
course,
Nice to see you all. My name is Anna Jäger. I'm heading the international marketing at Sinch, which is also a CPaaS provider and a global player in this field. So I'm very happy to be here.
well, good to have you as well. So, Robert,
And
exciting times. I'm sorry, Anna.
I'm based in Stockholm. So
Beautiful.
yeah, in Sweden.
Well, summer in Stockholm is the best place in the world, so we're all very jealous of you and your location. So, Robert, tell us about the launch of the 2023 State of the CPaaS Marketplace report. Um, I'll put it up on the screen in a moment. But how was it created? What was the background behind the report?
Yeah, so we started on this back at Mobile World Congress. Gosh, it feels like a year ago at this point. But walking the show floor, putting together where the market's going, it's been a really exciting time in the market. And as we've been talking with partners, analysts, our members, I think we've spoken to hundreds of players in the market, and just about every analyst in the market. So yeah, it's been a long journey putting this together. It's been a collaborative effort across both the analysts in the market and pulling together our members, and we've gotten a lot of learnings out of this, and we're excited to push this out with everybody.
Exciting. And, so tell us, and I'll share a quick pick here. Where is it? How can folks access it? And, what are some of the highlights before we
Yeah.
dive in?
So conveniently, if you go to kpasa.com or cpassaa.com, we have a link off of the homepage to the State of CPaaS report. In the reports, you're going to see several things. So our biggest thing here is we didn't want just another analyst industry report, right? The analysts do a phenomenal job of covering the technical pieces, the speeds and feeds, and who's doing what. What we really wanted to focus on, and this is coming from conversations we've had with our members, is how do you take this to market, right? There's so many opportunities out there, and we think that we've got a real opportunity to help providers, CSPs, people looking to get into the space, and people working around the space really bring this to market better, and connect better with the end buyers. And we'll talk about this in a little bit. Anna and Pankaj are doing a great job of connecting with some of those players, but those are the key things. And then from a product planner and a market planner perspective, we wanted to focus on where are the areas of growth in the market that if you're spending your next dollar as a vendor, where should you be putting that and focusing? So those are some of the things that you'll see in this report.
Interesting. And any surprises? The headline was, the $100 billion market scale scope was a little bit of a shock. Tell us
Yeah.
about that. That was pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, so I'd say we had three big surprises. Going into this, we didn't want to overshoot the market on the estimates, but over the last couple of months, as we've been putting the numbers together, working with firms like S&P Global, IDC, Frost and Sullivan, looking at what Gartner puts out as well. You've seen the numbers creeping closer and closer. And in fact, we're starting to see analysts predicting numbers north of $100 billion by the end of this decade. So I'd say the biggest surprise is really the confirmation around that number. And we know there's a few more reports coming out soon that'll help people see how that number comes together. I'd say one of the other big surprises that we had is, if you think back several years, highly competitive environment with people not wanting to work together. And what we've seen over the last 10 to 12 months is even the biggest players in the space are wanting to work together. When you look at $100 billion, there is more than enough room for everybody to win. Pankaj and I were saying we'll take 1% of that, right? And we'd be happy. So I think it's great to see the industry coming together and really supporting this across the board. And then the last big surprise is network APIs. They're not exciting, but
well, to some of us they're exciting. I find it personally exciting, but I'm a geek. So
sorry, when you talk about AI and all of the cool things you can do with AI and video and stuff, network APIs kind of take a back seat. But we've seen with GSMA and Project Kamara, we're seeing the larger players really put money behind this and putting resources behind this. And this is honestly one of the areas that's really going to help the market grow as these providers put a standard layer on top of their networks. So those are really the three big surprises for us coming out of this.
I can also just comment on the hugeness of this industry as well. I mean, what are we including in the CPaaS ecosystem, and also the numerous use cases that we see in enterprises and small medium businesses. How this is just a fantastic opportunity for everyone to engage with their clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And since you're in the pole position here to take advantage of this market opportunity, and tell us, huge opportunity and challenges. What are some of the challenges you've had to overcome in partnering in your go-to-market?
What we see in this space is that, of course, there are more and more need for SaaS solutions as well, like the contact center solutions and so on, that can help to bring value, but also the multiple use cases for large enterprises, for example. So it's this about connectivity and making sure that enterprises can use this technology across different use cases and cross the customer journey. That is also something, and what we can help with then is of course bring down the silos that everyone is experiencing in this world, right? To bring the different use cases together and help to engage more clients and target audiences.
Great point. I mean, traditionally many enterprises have not been consumers of tools like APIs and open platforms. They buy SaaS applications or they procure. So this is a sea change.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it will be driven with as we evolve from APIs to no code and low code. And enterprises want SaaS, enterprises want no code. And as you see that transition where APIs and more abstraction layers coming up, the adoption is increasing. We see a whole lot of these startups who want to go to market quickly, and rather than playing with low-level APIs and those kind of things, the moment you're able to give them plugins and no-code platform, they're able to embed and integrate communication and create more innovative solutions. So the biggest opportunity in this is around moving up the chain and not just keeping APIs, but going more and more towards customer-ready solutions.
Yeah, great point. And Pankaj, I'm not familiar with EnableX. I love the motto, build something exciting. So was that your mission from day one, day zero, is to build something exciting?
Absolutely, and good point for me to introduce EnableX here. So we started EnableX, build something exciting, of course, but we always were very keen to work with telcos when we built EnableX as a platform. So the whole concept of CPaaS enablers was something that we were very keen from day zero. And when we built the platform, we built it in a manner that it can be something which is white labeled, which can be deployed on any infrastructure and integrated with the whole telco ecosystem. So one of the discussions I was having with Robert yesterday was again the whole CPaaS enabler story and how we working with multiple telcos, not only in India or Southeast Asia, but engaging with some large operators in Middle East and Africa, working with them in their journey towards CPaaS. And that was something which was a part of our mission or DNA from day zero.
Interesting. So in your go-to-market, is it really through and with the telcos, or what is the collaboration model that you've built and you see in your go-to-market?
So when it comes to operators, it's more like a with the operators and telcos. See, when you look at telcos, the biggest challenge that they have is their sales guys are very traditional. They understand data, they understand pipes, but they don't understand APIs and solutions, right? So I can deploy my platform for an operator tomorrow, and if I expect them to go and sell it on their own, never gonna happen. So the kind of go-to-market we do is where we work jointly with them and either enable their sales forces or have our teams go and sell along with their sales guys and go to the market. So a joint GTM is typically being a more viable or potentially successful model when you work with telcos.
Yeah, no, it's about that partnership and the dynamics there. And Anna, when it comes to Cinch and your peers, you also talk about SMEs who traditionally have not been addressed with this space technology-wise. They've sort of been left out of the equation. How is that changing?
Well, I see a huge demand from the SMEs market. Of course, as every restaurant or every shop needs to have notifications and verification solutions for their customer base. So, I mean, campaign platforms to be able to access this technology fast is key for this user group, but also in the larger enterprises, we see a great demand for fast enablement of technology. But I mean, SMEs are traditionally working with emails and going into more messaging and other messaging solutions. I'm saying also like WhatsApp or Viber and so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Robert, when we, in the industry side of things, talk about CPaaS, we like to segment everything nicely into, CPaaS, UCaaS, CCaaS, IaaS. We love our five-letter acronyms. But really, do customers care much about all this? I mean, they just want solutions to their problems. How do you address that in the recent report when you look at the market?
Yeah, so I was paying attention as Pankaj and Anna were talking. I don't think they said CPaaS once, right? So customers, when you get outside of IT especially, nobody even knows how to spell CPaaS. Does it have two A's? Does it have two S's or what have you? We really need to talk about things in terms of the customer. What are the customer needs? Anna was talking about messaging, campaigns, taking orders over WhatsApp and other things. Pankaj is doing some really cool stuff with video, and he's selling with the telcos. We've got another member in the alliance, E&D Enterprise, and we think about how they've partnered with all of these ecosystem players in the Middle East, and they're bringing solutions to market, and they're talking about solutions and doing really big things and the benefits that they're bringing to the customers. Not once, I think, did they, as I was going through their material, did they talk about CPaaS other than that's a name of one of their products, right? So that's a key thing for the industry, and it's honestly a challenge. Us technology people, we love to talk about our technology, and it's hard to get past that sometimes. But we've seen the examples, and we're really looking forward to bringing this out to the market. Is when you talk about the customer benefits, when you talk about the pain points, that's where you really connect with the customer. So we're really excited about that as we see more and more people doing that in the market.
Yeah, totally agree. Pankaj, when it comes to traditional telecom, it's kind of like going to a Chinese restaurant. You say I'll have number 6, and I'll have one number 3 and a number 2, and it's just ordering off the menu. And that's not, you don't sell applications, you don't sell solutions that way. So have you had to kind of work with the carriers to kind of look at a new way of selling and solution selling and customized offers?
Absolutely, and we work with a wide spectrum of telcos and operators here, and where we see the differences, they are realizing that they need to go enterprise. They all need to go B2B, and traditionally they've all done B2C, selling their mobiles and SIM cards and broadband plans, etc. Right? So the moment they start realizing that they have to go with B2B, then this transition is happening. So these guys are now building new sales forces. They're bringing new product teams which don't come from telcos. I was in a conversation with a telco a little bit earlier today, and they don't have product management. Right? Today they don't have products, or they don't have pre-sales. They have network engineers doing everything. Right? So the biggest change in the mindset is it's an organizational transformation. And these telcos are doing that. So instead of hiring people from other telcos, they're hiring guys from SaaS companies, they're hiring guys from conversational AI companies, they're hiring guys from Googles of the world. And I think that is a shift they're now starting to make. Painful process, long process, but some are doing better than the other. Like Robert was talking about EAND, right? These guys in Middle East are doing some very exciting work. And they're breaking out of the telco mold and almost talking like a digital SaaS company. And more telcos are going in that direction. And we're seeing that. It's a painful journey, but it's happening.
Yeah, I see it as well. I'm sure, Anna, you see that. How do you look at the marketplace in terms of geography? I mean, you're in Sweden, a very sophisticated market in terms of the businesses, the consumers. They've been using mobile apps, technology, messaging since, the 80s. Others, frankly, I would put the U.S. in this category, less sophisticated when it comes to some of these mobile services.
Yeah, but we are way behind in the Western world when we look at both usage in India and APAC, and also over in Latin America when it comes to, adapting or moving into new communication channels. And how you can actually use these channels for conversations throughout the buyer journey. That is a big opportunity for both Europe and North America to actually look at these use cases and how fast it is moving in these regions. Like we are still using a lot of SMS and MMS in North America, and here in Europe it's a little bit of WhatsApp, but I mean, Latin America is WhatsApp, India WhatsApp. It's a huge transformation going on around how consumers want to engage with brands. I also want to comment there, Robert, what you said around the tech people. We shouldn't underestimate them in the buyer decisions, though, because I do feel that they are very, very important stakeholders that we need to also cater for, and not only doing the business value proposition and so on. So try to look at who is actually involved in buying these solutions in the company. I mean, we know that it's, what is it the Gartner says, 7 to 15 people in every B2B complex buyer journey, which makes it very important also to cater for, is this the scalability of the solutions, the supportability, the maintenance, how are we, handling fraud and all these security issues and regulations across different regions that we have to cater for. These are the things that the security and the technology people in the companies need to also be responsible for and accountable for. So I think it is complex, but we also have to, of course, make the complex easy to understand, because it's a huge opportunity.
Indeed. And speaking of huge opportunities, Robert, you talk a lot about different industries and segments in the State of CPaaS report. Give us a highlight of those that are adopting CPaaS services the fastest.
Yeah, so the three biggest ones that we're really seeing, we've mentioned small, mid-sized enterprises here. That's as the industry delivers more solutions and relies less on developers to deliver the great things that CPaaS can do. SMEs are better able to take advantage of that. So it's built into existing or applications that they use on a day-to-day basis. It's the low code, no code features that are helping them. So we're going to see an explosion of usage with the SMEs, and one of the channels that's going to bring these capabilities to the SMEs, we're already seeing it with the telcos, is the telcos themselves. They're building teams to go after their existing customer base, and they're really well suited in country to go back in and sell. And then the other piece, Anna touched on it a little bit, is the large enterprise, right? So we saw from Gartner that 90% of enterprises globally are going to have CPaaS as a core competency here within the next several years. So don't underestimate, as Anna said, the technical folks, because as we as an industry start to show more of the use cases that can be addressed with UCaaS or with CPaaS. Wow, all those acronyms. iPaaS and all of those things. As we start to show more of these use cases, the developers that are doing all of these things in the large enterprises are going to be able to take more of those back in and tailor them. And that's really the power of CPaaS, is with the APIs and all these capabilities, they can really create custom experiences and bespoke experiences for their customers and their enterprise. So those are the three areas: SMEs, telcos, and the large enterprises.
What about industry verticals, Pankaj, things like finance or healthcare? Are you seeing more traction in sort of certain sectors versus others?
So it's a combination. So, when you look at industries, we've seen finance or the whole fintech space doing a whole lot in the whole CPaaS space. So right from digital onboarding to KYC to notifications, messaging, alerts. So fintech has been one huge area where we've seen a lot of offtake, and it's a combination of video with other channels as well. The other big area I have personally seen a lot happening is in the whole HR space. So right from candidate screening to interviewing to recruitment to onboarding, and especially with the COVID era and the whole remote working coming here to stay, I think CPaaS has become an integral play in various stages of the whole HR gamut. So right from hiring to onboarding to training. So if I were to pick up three verticals or three industries, fintech has been one, HR tech has been a big one, and the third has been customer service. The whole omni-channel customer engagement and customer service. It could be field services, technical support. It could be any of those industries. But that's again been an area where we've seen a lot of offtake. So we work with a whole lot of companies who are running cloud-based contact centers, who do technical support services, and they are integrating and embedding all channels of communications in making the whole in-app experience more seamless, right? And again, Anna touched upon Southeast in Asia Pac and the adoption of mobility a lot more in this region. So it's a mobile-first world in this part of the world, okay? So anything and everything is getting integrated and embedded. So digital onboarding. So it's no more KYC. It's digital onboarding now, right? And we've done use cases for digital onboarding right from financial services to telcos. So it's onboarding is onboarding. So suddenly it becomes a horizontal thing and not a vertical or an industry.
Yeah, some really great
Yeah.
use cases, and including security use cases around your customer and authentication and verification. Really interesting. Anna, what about Cinch? Are you seeing
Yeah, so
particular?
we see also, I mean, all the use cases from fintech and also traditional banks are also, wanting to improve their customer experience and customer communication. But another vertical that we are seeing a lot of, demand from is also the e-commerce, because it's not only customer acquisition, it's all the experience throughout, when you go online, and cart abandonment cases, verification use cases, and also the logistics part of it. Where is my parcel? When can I pick it up? It's a lot of engagement going on throughout the e-coms journey, and this is something that a lot of companies are looking into. How can we make this journey more efficient and automate more, but also, compete on the customer experience, because that is also key. Keep people remember good customer experience and will be coming back to that brand. So, to make it really a differentiator, and of course, as you, Pankaj, also mentioned, customer service, we see that also as one of our top three. The enablement of different channels and engage with your customers wherever they are and on their preferred channel.
No, I
And
love
just
that.
to add to that, right? So when you talk e-commerce, and we do a lot of work on the video side of it, so the whole e-commerce experience is getting expanded to live commerce.
Yeah.
So video-based shopping, video-based engagement, shopping assistance. So we did a project with a large tech company launching their e-commerce store, and you could actually do a live consultation with a sales executive in your journey itself. So from your shopping cart, you could effectively start talking to me in the same way we are conversing right now. So the whole e-commerce, right from messaging, notification, tracking to virtual live shopping, is again something we're seeing a lot of traction for.
Fantastic. And Robert, it wouldn't be a tech chat if we didn't talk about AI at some point. So what were some of the insights around the AI use adoption and by the CPaaS community? What are you seeing?
So the phenomenal thing about AI is just how robust it's become over the last several years and how easily it's integrated into the CPaaS stack. So we're seeing providers around the world bringing those solutions. And I saw a really, really cool demo at Mobile World Congress this year, where you've got AI monitoring a video live stream. And it can pick out a dangerous condition, and then it can leverage the rest of the CPaaS stack to go notify the people that need to respond to that condition. Right? The ease with which they literally dragged that piece into a flow, and then they circled the piece that they wanted to monitor in the video, and the AI did the rest of it, right? So really cool use cases like that. We're seeing high accuracy on natural language processing and when you're speaking, and that turns into, hey, I can do some really cool customer self-service things, and I can help agents in the flow and after the flow do things that they would normally have to do themselves and turn a minute or 5 minutes worth of work into a couple of seconds worth of work. So you're seeing some really cool stuff with AI, and one of our analyst partners, Metrigy, does a great job covering AI in the enterprise space. They've really leaned into and shown that the companies that are leveraging AI in these workflows are the ones that are standing out from a CX perspective and from an operational efficiency perspective.
Yeah, super exciting.
Oh, sorry. And that is also, just to comment on that, is also this, that we are looking at cost efficiency across everywhere right now. So it also has to do with the economic climate that we are in, and how we can help automate these processes with the AI, and also making sure that the people in service functions can actually do better customer service instead of non-value adding activities.
Yeah, agents are overwhelmed in the contact center, so any tools that relieve them of some of those burdens are most welcome. And Pankaj, what about you? Are you experimenting with different AI tools in your
Yeah,
client engagements?
couple of interesting use cases that we've done and we kind of looking at. One has been around video, where we do a lot of AI around emotion and sentiment analysis on live video. So and which has been very interestingly used in HR for recruitment processes. The system is tracking your attention level, for example, or your confidence level. So improving the hiring on one side. Another interesting use case we recently came across is on fraud detection. Okay, so on voice, what has happened during the whole COVID period is somebody else was giving the interview and somebody else was actually joining an organization, right? So we're using voice AI or authentication and for voice match. So if I gave the interview, I'm the guy who joined. So there's a fair amount of work we're doing both on video and voice AI towards security, or towards filtering of profiles in the HR space, for example. But yeah, there is a lot of AI related matching, authentication, filtering, both around voice and video that we do.
Yeah, great example. And I see so many opportunities when it comes to the use of large language models in
Yeah.
chatbots and customer service. So really a revolution to that space. So Robert, what's next for the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance? What's on the radar? What's on the agenda? What can we look forward to over the next few weeks and months?
Yeah, so we've got a busy schedule. This really just kicked things off for us. So as we go through the rest of this year, we've pulled out from this report 4 areas that, with our members and our analyst partners, we're going to help drive the industry forward. So four topics that we'll have panels. We'll be working with you, Evan, and getting content out around helping SMEs adopt these and get in front of SMEs and non-developers with CPaaS functionality. Leveraging CPaaS on top of the existing UCaaS and CCaaS stacks, really to create those differentiated experiences. And then helping or leveraging AI and other leading edge technologies more in those customer experiences. And then lastly, helping the telcos take all of this cool technology and the standardization of APIs and turn that into money on their side. So we're going to have tracks throughout the course of the year on that with our members. We'll be putting out a lot of content to hopefully help the industry move forward. And a lot of this is culminating in our big event. This is, as far as we know, the first CPaaS only event that's going to be in Amsterdam, September 18th through the 20th of this year. It's going to be super exciting. Lots of thought leadership content. We'll have many of our members hosting and pitching in with sessions and the like at this event. So very exciting there. We'll have more news coming out about that shortly.
Well, I have the date saved, and I hope you're all listening and put it in the calendar. And Pankaj, what are you excited about over the next few weeks, months? Are you any travel, any trips coming up outside of New Delhi?
Very interesting stuff. So one is a couple of weeks in London. You've got the SaaS3 event, the big SaaS event in London, I think 5th and 6th of June. So gonna be there for sure. Looking forward to September 18 and 20th with the CPaaS Alliance. What I'm really looking at and excited is the whole thing about telcos converting to techcos. And I was talking with Robert about it yesterday as well. And that's really close to me. And with the number of telcos we are working with and talking to, it's fascinating to see how they all want to do it. They realize they struggle with it, and yet they're committing to it. So the whole journey from a telco to a techco is something that I think we'll drive a lot of it together.
Love the theme. And Anna, I'm not sure why you'd want to leave Stockholm in the summer, but any other trips or events that you're looking forward to
Well,
besides?
I'm looking forward to a lot of events and face-to-face events. Where people engage more. We're doing events in London and with partners in our ecosystem and so on. But what I'm looking forward and what makes me really energized is the transformation that we are in and the business that we are in, making sure that businesses can use the different channels available, global scale, but also being able to personalize more so that we can start having really, really valuable conversations on our mobile with the brands that we love. That is what I really find very exciting going forward. So, and I'm not loyal to brands myself, so I'm still looking for the best brands who can help me in the digital journey. And I do think that a lot of people are also evaluating the brands that they work with based on their customer experience and digital.
Wow, well said. Well, on that note, everyone would like to thank you for your time and all your insights. And again, go to the State of CPaaS report on the website, download it. It costs $0. It's free. And it's a really great piece of content for education, learning insights. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank
Look
you,
forward
guys.
to our next chat.
Thank you.